It was the first guy did not bring Neal
once.
down.
Not one time.
He's like, I am not going down with the first contact. And even if you got his leg, he was stumbling for 3, 4, 5 yards.
He always fell forward.
They kept the ball for 41 minutes. They ran the heck out of the ball. You know what they were doing. It's like God just giving you a ticket, say, I'm gonna give you all the talent, everything you want. You in control of it. And you squandered and you mess it up. The question is, guys, I'm gonna ask you one last time. Where do you go from here?
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you've been enjoying the content so far on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and dive in. And as you already know, Colorado got upset yesterday by Kansas, and it wasn't pretty.
Ocho, I don't know if you saw this play with the linebacker from Kansas. He went at that's dirty.
He went low and hit the knee. That play.
The only thing that saved Shedeur, he was a split second and he got that leg up. Had he not got that leg, had he not got that foot in the dirt, there's no way that guy doesn't rip the knee. And it was intentional because his head was down. He was going for the man's knee.
Yeah.
But it was a Bush League play. It was a dirty play. It was an intentional play. I don't care what his coach says. I don't care what his parents says. I don't care what he says. That was intentional. It was deliberate. I'm going at the man's knees and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna try to take him out. That's what that was. That was Bush League.
And so absolutely it was intentional. And if the roles were reversed, if that was Shiloh Sanders making a play like that, he would have been kicked out of the game and he would have been vilified. And rightfully so, because that was a Bush League play. Like Shannon Sharp said, that's not a football play. That's not something you do to try to get somebody to the ground. That's something you try to do to try to injure somebody, to try to take somebody out of the game, to try to ruin somebody's career. And so I was a little surprised, actually. I'm a little surprised that the players were able to keep their cool, because if that's my quarterback, we got a problem. We're gonna go knee for knee if that's my quarterback. But that's a story for another day. But outside of that, it was still a rough day for Colorado. They still had the ball ran down their throats.
A horrible
that goddamn DeAndre Neal, boy, he had a hell of a game today, boy.
200 yards, 37 for 207. They ran the ball 57 times for 331 and 3 touchdowns.
Crazy.
It's been a while since I saw a guy that ran angry. It was the first guy did not bring Neal
once.
down.
Not one time.
He's like, I am not going down with the first contact. It's going to take more than one. And even if you got his leg, he was stumbling for 3, 4, 5 yards.
He always fell forward and was always
he
was always past the second level every time. Whenever he did get tackled, he was always past the second level.
And so Colorado didn't show up like they needed to. They weren't able to match the intensity that Kansas came to play with. And outside of going to a bowl game or playing for a Big 12 championship, those guys on that Kansas team had a lot to play for. They just made history. For the third week in a row, they just took down a ranked team. That's never been done in history, because no unranked team has ever beat 3 ranked teams, let alone back to back to back. And so I knew going into this game that it was probably going to be one of the biggest tests of the season, because it was just a bad matchup. Colorado has gotten a lot better, especially this year, at stopping the run, but Kansas is just built to run. They got a quarterback that can run over you. They got a running back that can run over you, and they want to run the ball, and they want to run it often. And so I knew it was going to be a tough test, especially if Colorado couldn't get them off the field. And that's exactly what happened.
Now it's a 4-way tie atop the Big 12. Arizona State 6-2, BYU 6-2, Iowa State Cyclones 6-2, Colorado Buffalo 6-2. Man, the Buffs, those 2 teams from Kansas, Kansas State and Kansas Jayhawks.
Beat them.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so Unc and Ocho expressed a lot of our sentiments perfectly right there. They summed everything up. Damn, we had them. And not just Kansas, but everybody within college football, everybody that said that Colorado wouldn't even be in the conversation, that Colorado wouldn't even be relevant.
Colorado is nothing. They don't matter. They're irrelevant in the big picture of college football.
They had a chance to shut all those people up. And not to say that Deion Sanders in Colorado still didn't do that, but to be able to go to a Big 12 championship, to have the opportunity to be able to go to a Big 12 championship and get into the college football playoffs, that would have been a completely different conversation. That would have been big time. But it's looking like it's going to be a rough path now. It's looking like it's going to be nearly impossible. Not to say that it won't happen, but like I said, Colorado controlled their own destiny. And Coach Prime is going to speak to that. He's going to have some wisdom for his guys.
Guys, there's not one of you in here today can say you did your absolute best. It's not one of you can say you played your best game. Nobody in here can say you gave the maximum effort. You gave it all you could. It's nobody. And you see the result. See, the problem is you got intoxicated with success. And success is intoxicating. You start believing what they're saying. You start listening more to what they said. You bought into all that foolishness that you were this. And you went out there and we got humble. Coaches, players, everyone, we went out there and got humble. You're in control of your own destiny. It's just like God just giving you a ticket, say, I'm gonna give you all the talent, everything you want. You're in control of it. And you squandered and you messed it up. So we just did. Ran the ball down our throats. We only had the ball for 20 minutes. They kept the ball for 41 minutes. We didn't have the ball for 20 minutes. They had the ball for 19 minutes. They kept the ball for 41 minutes. They ran the heck out of the ball. You knew what they were doing. It was maybe one trick play. You weren't prepared for it, but it is what it is. Where you go from here? Where you go from here? Like, where do you go from here? That's the critical thing. What do you do with this moment? What do you glean from this moment? What do you learn from this moment? Where do we go from here? Because this moment just ain't about football. This is about life. And this is a tremendous life lesson. Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it and grow from it. What we just displayed out there, that wasn't us. That was the hype team that went out there from the start to the finish. That was the hype team that went out there and didn't do nothing with it because we start believing the hype. The question is, guys, I'm gonna ask you one last time. Where do you go from here?
So I thought that was a great message. Where do you go from here? Everything that you were looking forward to, going to a Big 12 championship, possibly going to a college playoff, possibly got taken away in one game. So question is now, what are you going to do about it? Where do you go from here? You still got one game left in the season. You still got a bowl game. And so what are you going to do about it? What you going to do next week? What are you going to do the week after? You going to hold your head, or are you going to go out there and make somebody else pay? Make somebody else pay for what Kansas did. Somebody's got to, because that's the exact same message that I would be preaching. Because energy doesn't die, it's only transferred. And next week, somebody's got to get it. Somebody's got to get it. And that's my take anyway, but you guys go ahead and chime it in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel about it. Let me know how y'all feel about this loss. I know it stings a little bit, but still got some football left. We still got the rest of the season left, still got a possible bowl game left, and a lot could happen in a week, just like a lot happened this week, and so you never know. But anyways, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and as usual, peace, chaos.